welcome back to Car Obsession. It's well, it's a bit early still for a PRC video, but as I'm such a lovely wife, I've agreed to do a PRC video at quarter to 9 in the morning. See, I'm not even awake.
You make it sound like I forced you to do it.
Yep, you forced me out of bed to do a PRC video.
No, I didn't.
No, he didn't really. Anyway, so this week the PRC we are doing is, I can never remember the actual model of this. There's so many Z's and M's and G's and S's. So this is the MG.
Yes.
ZS EV.
Yeah.
Oh, hang on. Do you know how many combinations I've made in my head of that?
Indicate when you're halfway turning. Yeah, cheers.
So we're doing a PRC video of this SUV. It's going to probably be short and sweet because there's not actually a lot I can say, and in a good way, because although there are things I would change on this car, I don't feel I'm worthy of having a dig because of the price tag. So, although me and Mr. Elaine Wake do share the same surname, it doesn't necessarily mean we share the same thoughts. And sometimes Aaron's face when I say horrible things about the cars says it all, really. So, what I say in these videos are my own thoughts, and doesn't necessarily mirror Aaron's thoughts of the car. So if any brand is watching this and I say something horrible or something you don't like, don't shoot Aaron down, because it's my honest opinions. Probably the easiest thing to start with, as we're now moving, is, well, I want to start with comfort.
Yeah, go for it.
So this is a weird one, okay, on me. Because yesterday, just to give some context, I sat in the back of the car for a little bit. And I actually said the back was more comfortable than the front, which you were kind of shocked by. Yeah,
I did find it quite surprising.
And most people, well, I say most people know, some people may know, I'm not a good, should we say, backseat passenger in the car. I get car sick in the back of the car.
Yeah.
But I actually found that sitting in the back of that car, although I started to feel a bit car sick, I was actually more comfortable in the back than I was the front.
Okay.
And the space in the space front and back, just in general now, like the space and comfort.
Yeah.
Overall is very nice. The seats are comfortable. I'm not saying the front is not comfortable. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, to me, the back was more comfortable, weirdly.
Yeah.
The seats are nice. The seats, and I say seats with a bit of emphasis for a reason. The seats themselves are comfortable. It feels like there's enough padding. In this car, in this SUV, it's nice to have heated seats.
Yeah, it is.
But the only part of the comfort in this car that niggles me is the headrest. It's like resting your head on a breeze block that's got the tiniest bit of cushioning on it.
Yeah, they are firm.
I know most people don't sit like that for the whole journey with their head pressed against it, but even if you had like a 5 mile an hour accident, you'd get concussion from hitting the back of your head on these headrests. Sorry, MG. But apart from that, oh, and one other thing which feels like my arm is literally sitting on a breeze block is this.
Yeah, this armrest,
now,
it really needs more padding.
What I will say is this is padded. Like, I don't know if you can see, but I'm putting a lot of pressure.
It's not that padded.
But I'm not joking. It's like...
Shut up. Sorry, the car likes to make...
It wants to be part of the video. What's it telling you?
It's just telling me that the autonomous emergency braking system isn't working. I don't understand why. Oh, now it's saying the adaptive cruise control isn't available.
Doesn't like to be interrupted, this car, does it?
It doesn't. It does like to make a racket, and it is quite irritating. Although, to be fair, I think the kind of bongs and everything can be turned off in the settings.
I think we'll do that because that's going to annoy me.
No, I'm going to I've just turned the lane keep assist off.
Okay.
Because that's one of the noises it keeps making.
Back to the armrest. It feels like the person before you that's reviewed this car is in the construction industry and has literally just left a brick under this, because it's not long enough either. So to get the most,
agreed.
Most armrests you'd have your hand hanging over the end of it, kind of thing.
Yeah.
I've got to sit with my arms straight back and my shoulder's already in a horrible position. I like the armrest here.
Agreed.
So what I think needs to be done is, okay, you could do that and put your arm there, but that's not comfortable.
No, it's not.
The armrest needs to be longer and slightly further forward, and the cup holders need to be positioned somewhere else.
Agreed, because I want to put my elbow I want to put my arm like that.
You can't, because you're on the... Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm same problem as you. I have to do that. That's not comfortable.
No. Design and styling. I mean, inside the car, as I said at the beginning, just to kind of clarify, there are things like if this was a more expensive SUV,
yeah,
I would be moaning a lot more.
Yeah.
But I don't feel I can justify the moaning, because this is the cheapest, I'm going to probably get this wrong, cheapest electric SUV on the market.
Yes, it certainly is. So
yeah.
Just to give you guys some prices, the...
Sheep!
Oh, maybe jump, I don't know what you want. So Patsy likes sheep. So whenever we go past sheep, she has to point them out like a 5-year-old. Right.
You're such a bad humbug, because it's December now.
Anyway, you keep making me lose my train of thought. So the ZS EV is available in 2 trim levels, Excite and Exclusive, both of which are priced from £24,995 and £26,995. So yeah, like Patsy says, it's really difficult to complain about certain things when you bear in mind just how much this
you're
is.
Getting for your money as well.
Yeah. Just to quickly run through some of the specification. So you get 17-inch alloys, 8-inch touchscreen, DAB radio, Bluetooth navigation, smartphone connectivity, leather style seats, heated front seats, and you get a good host of what? I'm just telling them what comes included.
No, it's a compliment, because there's so much. I'm falling asleep.
Right, okay. And you also get the MG Pilot, so you get a few safety features such as the autonomous emergency braking I mentioned earlier, adaptive cruise control, blind spot monitoring, rear cross traffic alert, traffic jam assist, and intelligent speed assist.
I don't know how you remember that stuff, because I'm just like... You've just bongzoggled my brain. Bongzoggled? What's bongzoggled?
I've no idea, you're just making words up now.
You bongzoggled my brain.
The rear cross traffic alert and the blind spot monitoring aren't available on the Excite model. They're only available on the Exclusive, which is what we have here.
I did wonder why I wasn't excited. Is it too early for my rubbish jokes?
Far too early. It's always too early.
Oi. So, anyway, back to kind of design and styling. It's not too bad in here.
It isn't.
Do you know what? So let me just explain. If this interior was on an SUV in the California Mark II.
Yeah.
Sorry. I also like to point out MX-5s and Type Rs. I've lost my train of thought now. Now I know how it feels.
Design and styling.
Thank you so much. If this interior was on a SUV in the £30,000 range, I'd be laying into it right now. But for the price range of this car, yes, there are tacky looking scratchy plastics.
Yes,
more
there are,
on the higher tacky end than acceptable.
Yeah.
There are soft touch materials, so there is on the dashboard. Obviously, well, I say soft touch.
Yes.
Here.
Softish.
I like the fact that they've put a tiny bit of a brushed metal effect.
Yeah, to be fair, that is quite tasteful.
And obviously you've got kind of I know they're plastic, but the plastic kind of silvery detailing, and in the door panel you do have some soft leather with some grey stitching.
Yeah.
Pardon me.
Yeah.
One other thing, sorry, that I do love about this interior, again, for the price range, is the pano roof.
Yeah. Actually, I forgot to mention that. Yes.
I love the fact that although it's a light headlining in this vehicle, and it is bright and it is airy in here, that pano roof is lovely, especially
It makes a big difference.
It is a very cold, nippy winter's day today, but the sky is blue. There's crisp, fluffy cloud, crisp and fluffy. You can't really. Anyway, it's nice to be able to have the pano roof to look out of, and it brings a lot of kind of airy feeling into the car.
Yeah.
What's she moaning about now?
Just saying that the speed limit's changed.
Oh, thank you, but we do have eyes. Otherwise, Aaron wouldn't have a licence.
Yeah.
Oh, and I know it's not part. Well, it is technically part of the design and styling. I like how you get the blind spot detection on this for the price as well.
Yeah, it is good. Going back to the interior, it is cheap in places, and some of the fixtures and fittings feel a little bit meh. But again, we come back to the price. You can't complain. And if you compare this to the very first MG3,
the bright yellow banana car you had to review. No, it wasn't yellow, was it?
It was yellow. Yeah.
The Minion car.
No, it was yellow. Yeah.
It was.
That interior felt so dated, and it was so kind of half-arsed.
It's like you were getting into an early 90s Corolla or something like that with all
it was just so kind of like you could tell that maybe they didn't have the money. I don't know, but my point is, this is leaps and bounds above the MG3. And I know some of you will say, well, the MG3 is a cheaper car, which it is.
I was going to point that out.
But I'm just giving you a comparison that this actually feels pretty agreeable in here. But I think what I think appeals so much about the ZS EV is that for families or any buyer really who wants to make the transition into EV motoring but without having to pay a lot of money,
makes it very
this car's
affordable.
perfect. Or if a family wants to have this as their second car, again, I think the ZS EV,
it's affordable to run.
Yeah. Okay, the range isn't amazing, but I wouldn't say it's particularly bad either.
I think for, should we say, an average kind of family day-to-day activity, as long as your commute isn't far, you'd only have to charge us maybe at the end of each week.
Yeah, and let's say you want to use this at the weekend to take the kids to the beach. Maybe not now because it's too cold, but
well, you never know. There are some people that like to swim in freezing cold water.
But you could do that because in the UK, I think you're never more than 75 miles away from the sea.
Exactly. Okay, you'd have to put it on charge when you get to the seaside because
not necessarily. It all depends.
May
really.
Just get you back.
Yeah, because 75, that's 150. Okay,
on a full charge, yeah.
Doesn't leave you much room to wriggle if you kind of
And if you've got what's it called? If you've got
and obviously you'd use more range. A, if it's cold like it is today, because cold weather does affect batteries, and B, if the car's fully laden, then again that's going to have a bit of an effect.
Range anxiety. That's what I was looking for.
Yeah.
It's that time when you had the Leaf. Oh my gosh, it was like clench your bum really hard time.
Yeah, it was, and that wasn't. Well, it was a longish journey, but yeah.
What else haven't I talked about? Design, styling, comfort.
You're quite a techie person.
Oh.
Well, you're a very techie person. What are your thoughts on the touchscreen? You've not really used it, to be fair.
I don't want to. It's not very appealing to look at. Let's have a quick look.
I think it's okay, to be fair. It's bright, it's vivid.
Is this all it is?
Yeah, because you've got your DAB radio on the left, navigation in the middle, and then your smartphone connectivity on the right-hand side. I did use the navigation yesterday. It wasn't actually that bad. I wouldn't say it's the most...
It's slow.
It is slow. It's not the most intuitive system either, but once I was able to, get my destination, it was fine. I'm not too sure what was happening with the voice guidance though, because the voice guidance was set to on, yet it wasn't talking to me. Sally Satnav had given me the cold shoulder.
It is. If that was a tablet form, I'd avoid selling it in a shop. Well, where I work, I would avoid selling it. I would say if this was a tablet, it would be aimed at kids really, based on based on the simplicity, the design, the styling. It's actually quite colourful. The colours are actually quite nice. That is one nice thing. There are nice, the saturations of the colours are nice. The yellows, the greens, the yellows, the greens, the blues.
It's 50, mate. Slow down.
Are nice.
But another Volvo. Volvos are speeding today. What's going on? Sorry.
Yeah, you should be.
They should be sorry.
The colours and the vibrancy, the clarity are actually really nice. The feedback on the touch and the actual usability of it is simple but slow, quite laggy. But again, it brings me back to the point.
It's a cheap car.
But because I work with technology day in, well, I say day in, day out, but I work with technology and...
Is that Cosworth? It was a Cosworth.
I work technology from wearable technology up to, you know, the latest tablets, phones, laptops, everything. I feel I still have the right to cast judgment because it isn't the best, but it isn't the worst.
No. Right.
McDonald's! I'm seeing the happy sign. I'm seeing the happy sign.
Right, so it's time for us to end because we're about to grab breakfast. As you can probably see, we are now in McDonald's. Have I come in the right way?
No, it says welcome there, look.
Okay.
Should we get drive-through? Because there's nowhere to park.
Yeah, can do. So whilst we're waiting, Patsy, give us your verdict out of 5.
Do you know what? This is probably going to shock you. I'd give this a 4.
I think 4's a good rating, to be fair.
Because taking everything into account, I cannot get past how good value for money this SUV is. If you want to get into the kind of EV market, you're on a budget, you want a family vehicle for that value, and you want all of your, your mod cons, you cannot go wrong with this. And one thing I will say, MG, you have come on so far, leaps and bounds from the MG3. 1 or 2 little tweaks, you've got this mastered, you've got this nailed. I'm actually quite excited about this vehicle.
That surprises me.
If I was in the market for like an electric vehicle, I wouldn't bother walking in anywhere else. I'd walk into an MG dealership and I'd buy this. The only thing that I would ask from changes to this vehicle for the scoring, and they're little picky things, is look at the headrest, make it a bit more comfortable, change the design. If you can move the actual cup holders and make the armrest a little bit longer, that is it.
For me, I think I'd quite like front parking sensors. This has got rear parking sensors, but not front, and it would be nice to have both. Anyway, I think it's time to wrap up because we need to order. Yep.
So that brings us to the end of the PRC of the MG ZS EV.
So catchy.
Haven't had my coffee yet. I should get a point for that. Thank you so much for watching again. I know it's not the best time in the morning to be watching our ugly mugs, like half asleep doing a review.
You're not ugly.
Thank you so much for watching. If you did enjoy the video, please like, subscribe, and be sure to ring Aaron's bell, giggity,
ding-a-ling-a-ling,
for more videos to come. And if you enjoyed the video, be sure to keep up the... Oh, I nearly had it. Be sure to keep up the car obsession.
There we go.